Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. So it's the day after Watford 1, Chelsea 2, which was a relatively bad game on Chelsea's part. However, we got the job done, as we always do, nowadays anyway, not like last season. If you remember this time last season, that was insane. You remember the whole Everton, Wolves, Arsenal, that patch, and then Lamps got the chop eventually. Crazy times. Anyway, this video I thought is necessary, especially after yesterday's game. We tend to think at Chelsea that we have very, very good squad depth. And we do. Relatively compared to other teams, we have fantastic squad depth. Now, is the quality there in the depth? Some might argue yes, some might argue not really. When you're looking at a performance like last night, that's when you get a little bit worried that if the first 11 are not available, well, what's going to happen? I mean, yesterday, Reece James wasn't there. Jorginho wasn't there. We didn't really have a recognised striker, even though Havertz done quite well, but fair play. We didn't have a Lukaku, or a Werner who's been underperforming. Let's have it right. Not necessarily underperforming in terms of his whole character, in terms of what he brings, but his job to put the ball in the net isn't quite what we're getting. And I know there's a significant portion of the Chelsea fan base now that have kind of turned their emotions and their feelings away from keeping Werner at Chelsea and are now entertaining the idea that he might just have to go. Anyway, the depth is there, but is the quality good enough? Chilwell is injured. Alonso's filling in. Is Alonso good enough? He's someone that's caused massive split of opinion in the Chelsea fan base. Some argue, well, he's done it before. He had a great start to the season. He'll be fine. Relax. Some argue he's okay, but he's not quite Chilwell. And defensively, he's definitely not Chilwell. Even though offensively, he can get up, he can contribute, he can score goals, and fair play to him for that. And then there's some others that are like, no, Alonso's just point blank rubbish. Get him out the club. I want Chilwell fit every single game. So, putting that into context, and the fact that, yes, when I look at Alonso, is he limited? Yes. Personally, I think, is he good enough going forward? Absolutely. Is he good enough defending? Not really. There are times where he is and there are times where he's not. But we can't really have that at Chelsea. We need someone who's going to be covering all angles week in, week out. Chilwell grew into that player as of this season, 100%. Last season definitely showed it, but this season, just like Reece James, the wing-backs under Thomas Tuchel are now starting to get to another level. I don't know what Tuchel's done to them, but all of a sudden they are clicking and clicking more than ever. Chilwell definitely one of them, defensively and offensively. The problem that I had with Chilwell in the past was that he wouldn't go forward enough. He wouldn't get into the positions that Alonso would. And this season, he has. And boy, oh boy, has he done well. He's been scoring goals. He's been assisting. He's been cutting and getting in the box. He's been overlapping. He's been crossing. He's been passing. He's been doing all sorts. Just like Alonso would in those offensive areas. But the one key ingredient you get with Chilwell is that he's quick enough, intense enough, urgent enough to get back and defend when he has to. And not just get back and defend when he has to, but he always gets back into position and he's there to aid the defence before they need the help. And that's just because he's fast, he's got the pace, he's got the speed, and Tuchel's managed to get into his head how he needs to play. Chilwell's turned into pretty much the most well-rounded wing-back. Aside from Reece James, of course. But Chilwell has been great. Now he's missing and he's going to be out up until minimum January because of his ACL. Whether he requires surgery or not is a factor that Chelsea are going to entertain at the end of December. So we'll see what happens at the end of this month and we'll get our answer. There's a good chance that he might stay out for the season. There's also a chance that he might just be left to recover and maybe towards the end of January, early Feb, we might actually see the return of Chilwell properly. But what does this mean? This means we have Alonso. And that's it in terms of a left wing back. We only have Alonso, who sometimes, don't get it wrong, against certain opposition, puts in blinding performances. Against certain other opposition, it can get a little bit crazy. Especially where he's heavily reliant on defending. That's where I feel like Alonso can be caught in terms of leaving spaces open, not being quick enough to track any attacker, putting in clumsy tackles, getting booked. We saw that yesterday again. against Watford. Like previous games, we've seen Alonso always pick up a yellow card. Why? Because his tackles can be a bit clumsy. You don't want that. And because of that, yesterday against Watford, Thomas Tuchel did say after the game in the press conference, or the interview, pardon me, the match interview after the game, that he was thinking of bringing on Saul into the left wing-back role. Now, Saul was already playing in centre mid, in the double pivot, and I think we can all agree he should never do that again. Look, the fact that there even is an entertaining option here that he could be put as a left wing-back is his only saving grace. If he had no capabilities of playing as a wing-back, right, I would tell Chelsea, pack his bags up now and send him back and call Billy Gilmore back or call Conor Gallagher back or someone. We're just going to have to do with someone who's already on loan and just, end this travesty now. Because as much as it seems like Saul is a decent person, and at Atletico was a good player. Let's have it right. This is why we were all happy when he came. We needed a fourth choice midfielder. And we thought, yeah, Saul, brilliant. Temporarily, fantastic. For situations like we are in right now, where Kante's injured, Kovacic is injured, Jorginho picked up something he couldn't play. Imagine if we didn't have a Saul. If we didn't have a Saul, I don't think Loftus-Cheek would have performed in the way that he did to try and prove a point, because he was fifth choice. And he's managed to overlap Saul, put himself in the running to play, just like yesterday and the previous games where he has been playing, and he's been doing great, except for yesterday. Yesterday he put in a howler. But that is pretty much partly to blame because of the fact that his partner, Saul, was putting in a shocker. Sometimes the players next to you affect you. And although Loftus-Cheek had a very bad game yesterday and cost us the first goal, Saul next to him didn't exactly help him. Because Saul was having a shocker himself. So in midfield, we were completely open and completely exposed. Saul, as far as I'm concerned, in terms of a central midfielder, we've given time and chance. This is a loan deal. This isn't a permanent move. His first game against Aston Villa, his debut, that was bad enough, but it was his debut. We all said, okay, let him adapt, let him get used to the Premier League a little bit. Cool, we'll wait. Now, in December, he's still putting in the same sort of performance now. You can't accept that. You can't accept it. And I know in the past we've seen Thomas Tuchel speak about not only just Saul, but some other players that in training, they all do great. I mean, it's crazy. In training, I see everyone smashing shots into the top corner like it's nothing. I see all our strikers hitting it, posting in, barring in, making the keeper work, hitting it in the bottom corner, top corner, wherever they want, hitting it, smashing it to the left-hand side of the goal, the right-hand side of the goal, at ease. But then when it comes to a match day situation, we can't score goals. It's crazy. Training and the match day, two different things. So even though Saul is training well on the match day in central midfielder, I just don't think he can cope with the intensity, the pace of the Premier League. And now, when we look at our wing-back situation, there is the idea that he could be used as a wing-back. Why? Because at Atletico Madrid, he did play in that position very briefly. I stress very briefly. I'm talking a matter of just a few games. But it's better than nothing when you look at the Chelsea squad. And if Alonso is not going to be playing as he should, or something happens to him, who are we going to put as a wing-back? We don't have a left wing-back, apart from Chilwell and Alonso. Saul is an option. Can he do it though? Personally, I don't think so. I think that yes, he can fill in, but if you're having to rely on him as rotation for Alonso because we've got too many games and Alonso can't play all of them, I wouldn't rely on Saul in that position either. Why? Because in central midfield, I don't think he can keep up with the speed of the game mentally. In terms of his awareness, knowing where everyone is, being able to make the decision before you get the ball. That way you know exactly what you're going to do. You see Jorginho do it all the time. Kante do it all the time. Kovacic is quick on the mind. Especially Jorginho, by the way. Yesterday proved why he's needed. Just saying. For any of the critics of Jorginho out there, you understood based on yesterday's game in the midfield why Jorginho is very important to Chelsea. Anyway, Saul, I don't feel like can keep up with the speed of the game mentally. Gets the ball, takes a bit too much time. Turns, takes a bit too much time. Passes, sometimes doesn't even make the pass. Crazy. You can't do that in that position. You just can't. Not at the highest level. We're competing for trophies. So, at wing back or at left wing back, can he play there? I don't think he can keep up with the speed of the game physically at left wing back. Requires a lot of running. Requires speed. requires great link up, whether that's going to be with your defender next to you, your central midfielder next to you, or the man up top who is down the channel that you're going to be linking up with, sometimes Hudson-Odoi, sometimes Pulisic, whoever. I don't feel like Saul will be someone to just switch on and click on and quick move, pass, move, bomb forward, quick, bomb, turn, bomb back. I don't feel like Saul's going to be able to do that. And that's why, personally, I feel like this January transfer window, we need a left wing back. And that's why I'm making this video now. What do you think? When it comes to the January transfer window, do you think we need a left wing back? I feel like we definitely need a left wing back now, and a proper one. Someone to give competition to Chilwell and Alonso. Why? Because we need to at least have great cover when Chilwell can't be there. And as much as Alonso is good in certain areas, I feel like if you can find the next well-rounded left wing back, win-win situation for us. So, would you do it? In the window, would you go and try and get a left wing back? Let me know. And if you would, who would you go for? That's what I want to leave you with now. Which player, whether it's in England or elsewhere, what left wing back do you think Chelsea should go and get? Let me know. Comment section. Now, thank you all so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you are new. Hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this. Don't forget, tomorrow, match preview for West Ham versus Chelsea, which is going to be hard considering we had a little bit of a bad game against Watford. Let's hope it's not the same performance against West Ham. But the preview to that will be coming tomorrow, so keep your eyes peeled. I'll see all of you then. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Look after yourself. See you in a bit. Take care and peace.